Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for another tutorial. Today, we're going to take a look at ways that you can up your game and improve your boat control when you're doing ferry crossings. This week, we're returning to complete basics. Whilst the title of this video is Ferry Crossings, really it's more of a Whitewater 101, since by definition ferrying is crossing currents while maintaining a steady position relative to fixed points on either bank, and we'll be covering more methods than just that today. Whilst I do hope to provide something of a technical template, one of the primary aims of this video is to encourage people away from the traditional one-size-fits-all method of teaching this skill. As I said in my last video, no two currents are the same, so we need to be adjusting our paddling to fit the context. As such, the first thing to look at is reading and responding to a particular stretch of Whitewater. Let's assume in this instance we are aiming to ferry across the current. I don't think I need to tell you that our approach for this stretch of Whitewater will be different from our approach to this stretch. And yet, the old edge, angle, speed mantra is still drummed into beginner paddlers. We're going to take a look at each of those elements and hopefully apply some nuance to them. First off, edge. When crossing current, beginners are often taught to put an edge on. Invariably, and through no fault of their own, the beginner whacks on a load of edge. Of course, this prevents them from window shading upstream and getting wet, but the more edge you show to the current, the faster it will seek to rotate your boat downstream. To ferry successfully, and in fact in many whitewater contexts, keeping your hull's planing surface at a commensurate angle to the water beneath, i.e. basically flat, is the best solution. This will enable you to maximise your preservation of momentum, which is our next point. The next point, speed, is often taught as just keep paddling, just paddle hard, and you'll be fine. This may be true to a point, but it's quite a blunt tool approach to something that is really more about finesse. After all, no matter how strong you are, the river is always stronger. I prefer the term preservation of momentum because it speaks of the need to be always dynamic, reading and responding to the current. When leaving an eddy, this might mean taking a few powerful strokes to drive the boat clearly through the eddy line. In other circumstances, it might be as simple as placing just one or two directional strokes to guide your boat. Likewise, when you are actually crossing the flow, preservation of momentum might require powerful forward strokes to maintain position, or it might require a change in boat angle to prevent you from stalling mid-river. This leads us to the third element, boat angle, where I think the greatest shift in our mindset needs to occur. More than anything else, boat angle is the aspect you must dynamically change as a response to the changes in a stretch of white water. Classically, paddlers are taught to imagine a clock face, with 12 o'clock as dead upstream. When ferrying across, angle the boat at around 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock, depending on your desired direction of travel. Use of the clock face is fine, but the fixation on 11 or 1 o'clock can be unhelpful. If momentum has not been preserved, then sitting at 11 or 1 can leave you practically parallel with the eddy line, like a piece of driftwood. Very unstable. In the same way, small changes in the central flow might cause too low of an upstream angle to leave you stranded mid-current. In both these scenarios, increasing that boat angle away from 12 o'clock can preserve or generate momentum, enabling you to cross the flow efficiently. Always better to cut the eddy line perpendicular and end up deep in the eddy than to aim high with no momentum, drift on the eddy line, and then blow out of the eddy. A final point that is true in many aspects of our own sport, and in other sports too, is looking where you want to go. This does not by any means mean that you have to fixate on your destination eddy at the expense of awareness. But having a regular check on your desired target will keep you on track. Now that we've talked through all the basic elements, hopefully you are equipped to head out and experiment with these factors, whether you're ferrying with a flat hull or cranking on more angle and edge and aiming for some dynamic S-turns. Either way, have a play with the idea of doing them clean, i.e. with as few paddle strokes as possible, as this will drastically improve your understanding of these three elements and improve your core control as well.
Thank you for watching this tutorial video. If you've enjoyed it or found it informative, then please do consider subscribing. It makes a big difference for me and it means that more people get to see and benefit from this content. Thanks very much.